Katarzyna, dobry wieczór, I tak dalej. Hope you are okay, and it's really nice to be talking to you again, and I really hope that the professor will perhaps get a chance to see this, and needless to say, I wish him all the best too. I hope he's doing all right, and yes. Oh, yes. I'm not sorry because it's just playing the game, but I'm sorry if the Birdley purchase was a surprise to you. I just did it. But and you retaliated in perfect style. I wondered if your badass ownership was about to show itself. And, yeah, it's not. It's actually good ass as far as I can see. Very, very nice. Although I have no idea what Mistress Faye will say or do. It will be an interesting day also. And there was a purpose, wasn't there? There was. Yes, a reading of some sorts. Excuse me. Now then, where have I put everything? Damn, this is going to cause chaos. Too many cables. I'm going to have to take these off, excuse me. Hello again. I'm very sorry for that. I am living in chaos. And no, I was looking for something specific, but it's not here. Oh yeah, and while I remember, I was actually looking for my program from the Royal Opera House performance of Jenůfa. If it's like Polish, it would be Jenůfa. I don't know. I think I told you about that program when we first met, and I really, really want to send it to you because I think it will be happier in Ostrava than it will be here, because I have too many things here that are just becoming a nuisance. And I think you would appreciate it and you would like it, and that would be nice. Especially since, as we discovered in the last reading from Janacek's diaries, etc., that Ostrava was the first or the second place that Jenůfa was performed. So it will be like sending it home. So, oh, and I know I have asked you this, I don't know, 6 times. It is, and you have replied. Please do not think it is your fault. It is my fault. Please, can you send your postal address to me on Facebook, because I lose everything on human pets. It's just not a good system. And as soon as I get your address, I will send you the Yenufa program from the Royal Opera House, 2 Paddington books for your wonderful children, and Patrick, I think I remember that Patrick said to send you his book as well, his Paddington book. He said he is not worried. Anyway, I'm sure that you can ask him if that was the case, or I will ask him. And if he still does not want it, I will post it to Ostrava as well. So sorry, I am just trying to be organised, and my memory is terrible. And there will be, of course. Oh damn! I forgot, didn't I? Your birthday card. Oh, I'm sorry, Kat. I really did intend to do that. Oh, shit. So yeah, when I have organised myself, I will make a list. There will be birthday card, Christmas card, Paddington books, and oh yeah, Yenufa, and maybe something else. I don't know. We'll see. I have been doing a lot of posting of things recently, and I like doing it. It's nice. Right. There is also a point to this. So it is a Katarzyna reading video, because I have not done one of these for you for a long time. So the choices of language are... Oops. Shit, I'm not... That's it. Our friend Mikołaj, who is still having lots of kłopoty. Dużo kłopotów. Tak? Dużo kłopotów. Or somebody who might be familiar to you. And this is the only Hrabal I have, and I have not read it yet, because I am slow at everything. So I think this one today, because I want to read Polish again very soon, and I love the language, but I know I'm not very good at it anymore. And maybe a poem would be better than Mikołajek. Yeah, I will do some Leszmian poetry for you next time. I don't know when that will be. Probably not before Christmas, maybe 6 months. I don't know. I'm just having lots of fun reading and deciding things. If I had endless time and endless energy, I would do The Good Soldier Strike. The whole thing. I would love that. It's such a good book, and so much fun to read. But it's not practical, is it? Right, so shut up, John. Oh, I did have one more. Was it? That's why I got up and walked around. I was looking for Karel Čapek? Karel Čapek. I can't remember what the title was. I have never read Karel Čapek. I've got it. It's over there somewhere. But then so are many other things. So I will try to find it and maybe read that as well. I don't know. Anyway, let us not worry about the future. God, future. Future is przeszłość or przyszłość. 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 I always got them confused, future and past. That made life in Poland very difficult. Sorry, I'm playing with my computer now. Let us shut up about Poland and shut up about posting things and read. The little town where time stood still. It has an introduction by no less a person than Skworecki. Oh God. So I will I don't know whether I will read that for you. Miasteczko, gdzie się wastawił czas. Yeah, that makes sense. Miasteczko, gdzie, tak, się zastawił czas. Czas, exactly. No. Oh, there is something else here. Yeah. Oh well. Something called Cutting It Short. Is that part of the same book? No, it is a different. There are two stories here. How confusing. Cutting It Short, which is most of the book. How strange. It is 140 pages. The Little Town Where Time Stood Still is only just over 100 pages. Okay, I think I will have to read the introduction, or some of it, to understand what is going on. Right. Please excuse me, I'm very today. One of the first authors, certainly the oldest and the most popular, of the political thaw that reached Czechoslovakia at the end of the 1950s and lasted until the Soviet ambush in 1968, was Bohumil Hrabal, who was born in 1914. Yet, to appreciate fully what a revelation his first books were to the Czech reader, the Westerner would have to have some knowledge of the socialist realist portrayal of the working class, of its deadly foe, the bourgeoisie, and its wavering ally, the intellectual. I like that description. Yeah, a wavering ally. In the terminology of the method, which only the devil understood, as Sholokov once remarked, these social categories translated into the positive, the negative, and the wavering hero. Classical socialist realism knew no other human type. The formula was permeated by a social determinism more deterministic than anything written by American naturalists in the 19th century. The positive character in these fairy tales was always a worker, the negative always either a capitalist or his middle-class lackey. The wavering hero was always either an old, feeble-minded worker, unable to comprehend the beneficial nature of revolutionary change, or a bourgeois intellectual who, to paraphrase Marx, found it difficult to cross in ideology the limits he was unfit to cross in life. Into this thoroughly fictitious world of wishful thinking came, as a ray of light, Hrabal's stories. peopled by unmistakable proletarians, who were not necessarily always likeable, by unmistakable middle-class characters, who were not necessarily unlikable, and by atypical atypical means well, there is no such word as untypical. There might be, but it's usually better to say atypical, not typical, typical with an A before it. By atypical intellectuals who discussed Edgar Allan Poe or Jackson Pollock in a tavern over a mug of beer. Gone was the determinism. Gone was the lifelessness of the cardboard world of the once mandatory method. Hrabal's colourful people were triumphantly alive. They displayed the politically incorrect classlessness of raconteurism. They lived in a universe lighted by fireworks of imagination. The low material of rough life recorded in beer halls merged with the high concepts of great art. This union was blessed with surrealism, and with the silent two-reelers of American cinema. I guess a two-reeler must be a film which is stored on two reels. Everything was sifted through a creative intellect blessed by the profound democracy of extraordinary talent. The poetic products of this talent were anathema to everything the socialist realist establishment stood for, although nowhere did the author trouble himself with the ponderous issues of ideology, and rarely was there a direct criticism of the particular evils of socialist life. But his entire collection of works, by its miraculous existence, was a critique of the canonized vision, enforced in the bad old Stalinist days, sometimes to the point of incarceration. In the early 50s, the man who did all this was realist enough not to attempt submitting his fictions for publication. He read them aloud to groups of friends, who constituted one of the few very active literary undergrounds of the Stalinist era. I, too, was a member of this circle. So was the great jazz composer, the late Jan Rychlich, R-Y-C-H-L, long I-K. So was Zdeněk Urbanek, later one of the most courageous dissidents of the late 70s and 80s. So was Vera Linhartova, the gentle experimentalist of fiction, who later left the country to go to Paris. And last but not least was the then unpublished poet Jan Zabrana. The spirit of the sessions was lifted by Jiří Kollár, a great and influential force in modern Czech literature, who did in verse something similar to what Hrabal did in prose. I've never heard of Kollár. I will have to look. Wow. It was Kollár who first helped Hrabal to see his name in print. He found a loophole in the censorship of the day. The fact that officially sanctioned organizations were allowed to print newsletters for their membership meant that such materials, which were not to be sold to the general public, could be distributed. In 1956, Kollár persuaded the Bibliophiles Club to print a supplement to one of their issues, entitled People Talking. Hovory lidi, Hovori Lidi, and contained 2 of Hrabal's stories. In this limited way, Hrabal reached his first readers outside the underground circles. Well, I am so glad I read this introduction. That is only 3 pages, and I have learnt a huge amount about the history of literature in your country. That was brilliant, and I'm going to read that to myself, of course, and I am really delighted to have started it. I wasn't going to. I was going to choose something else, but how wonderfully interesting. A little, for me anyway, a little window into a new world. I am sure that it is very familiar to you, and I hope you were not bored. Sorry. I need to sleep. Have a lovely night, cat. I hope the children are okay, and see you whenever. Bye bye.